This is my favourite microphone. It's a Sennheiser 300D. It was relatively inexpensive, but it was as much as I wanted to spend on any piece of auxiliary equipment other than my Panasonic camcorder. But the one thing that really annoys me about it is that even if it's on the camera or on a stick as it is at the moment, I get all this handling noise, and you can hear it now. The slightest touch and it's picking up. And that's really annoying, and actually is even more difficult to get rid of in post. So I had a look online to see if I could buy something to get rid of this handling noise. Plenty of items are available, but they're all too expensive. So got to set about making one, and this is how I did it. So I found a piece of aluminium sheet in the shed, bigger than this. In fact, it was about that size. And what I did was I marked it out simply like this. Oops, not at all like that. Like that. Found the halfway point, which should be about there. And then marked whatever it was, about roughly like that. And then cut those two bits out there. Now it was aluminium, so that needed cutting with a hacksaw. What I did was I drilled 2 holes in there in order to get the hacksaw blade in and then cut along there. But as this is just a piece of cardboard, because I've already made it, I can just do this now. Obviously I had to get the file out in order to smooth all these edges down from the cutting edge. I then made a hole in the middle to take a 1/4 inch screw, same size as goes in the bottom of your camera. I also put another hole there and there just to give myself a bit more flexibility should I need it. Then I marked it all along here like this. Evenly spaced, but there was no science to the length that I did. And the same this side. Oh, that's not parallel, but it doesn't really matter. It's only an example. Then I cut a little groove. I actually just used a little file on this. Initially I used a triangular file and then used a half round just so the edges weren't sharp. Okay, well, we're nearly done. And the last one there. Okay. So that gives you an idea of what I've done there, and then I've bent it like this on each of these so that they'll come up like that. Okay, let me show you the finished article. There are the 3 holes, all 1/4 inch size to fit on the camera. Here comes the clever bit. Here's the microphone, and that needs to fit in there like that. But it needs to float. So the way we do that is this. I've put an elastic band across here. This is an ordinary elastic band, just the sort that the postman leaves all over the pavement. There's another one here. Okay. Oops. The elastic slipped. So that gives me a bed on which to put the microphone. It sits comfortably in that. And then I've taken these elastic bands. These are smaller bands, quite light. I'm going to put that right down the bottom. And then just put it on that top one. Then I'll do the same the other side. So you get the idea that it's sitting there nestling amongst those elastic bands. Well, the next thing to do is to try it. Well, time now to put it to the test. As you can see, actually I'm only getting this in one ear because this is just mono, but that's okay, I can sort that out on the timeline. But I'm not getting any handling noise at all, and I think I can just about say that's a success. So the next thing to do is to try it on the camera. Well, now this is the definite win-win. The microphone's on the top, there's no handling noise, and what's more, you can't see it even though the camera's set on wide angle because it's set further back. So I'm really rather pleased with it, and it was quite simple to do. I'm not suggesting you would have to do it exactly the same, but the general idea definitely works.